straight to it. The match and the analysis, how it went about, an entertaining Betway Premiership clash there. Just your thoughts on how it came about and your analysis.
Thanks, Bradley. Good evening to the members of the media. Look, I think we were close to executing the plan. Obviously, when you play against a team like Sundowns that is rested well. As you know, over the weekend they made about 10 changes, and all the players that actually played today, and the 10 players started. Obviously, they were fresher than us when it comes to that, and they are a team that's very comfortable with the ball, highly technical and tactical. So we needed to manage that. We needed to play, for moments, rather than chase the ball around and be too stressed, allow them to have time and space on the ball and run behind us, because they're very good at doing that. I think we did manage the space in front and behind. I believe we could have done better. And then I look at the chances that we also created. I think had we converted one in the first half, could have been a totally different ball game altogether. But it wasn't to be. I cannot. This one game. Yes, football is a game of mistakes. This is one game I really want to bash my players, so I would rather give them credit, even though I'm disappointed that we lost. I believe we, at least today, we deserve a point, rather than giving away all the points. So we had good moments. Even in dying minutes of the game, in referee's optional time, we had a free header with about 3 or 4 players with the keeper, and we also did not take it. And when you look at how they scored from half a chance. There was obviously a squabble, couldn't close them down, because now they were just pumping the ball into those areas when they realized that they couldn't find the space behind us and also in front of us. But yeah, look, we played against the quality side, and I'm just disappointed that we did not get something out of this game. But yeah, we take the positives and move on.
Thank you, Coach. We'll go to Jobe.
Hi, Coach. Yes, Nathan was told for me this times. Just when you look at this game, where you thought obviously you have perhaps kept a point at home, as you say, you think perhaps you deserved one. Like how do you think it indicates how difficult the second round is going to be? Obviously, with all teams playing for different missions, some are relegation threatened, some are fighting for the title, some are fighting for top 8, some are fighting for CAF. Like how much endurance is going to be needed in each game? Like obviously this one you thought you have fought enough, to keep something at home. How much endurance is going to be needed in each game? Because obviously it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, look, it's definitely going to be difficult for everyone.
Oh, sorry. Can I ask that?
It's definitely going to be difficult for everyone. There are no easy games now. When you look look at how we exited ourselves today and tonight, I think, as I said, we deserve something, and there's still going to be a lot of changes. Why? Because, as you've mentioned, that there's going to be teams that are fighting for relegation. To avoid relegation, there's going to be teams that wants to be in the top 8, and teams that fancy their chances of competing, of getting something, or for a cap spot. So we still believe that we are in it. You know, we're not gonna give up now. We're still gonna push, even though it's not gonna be easy. We're going away to Cape Town now, and in Cape Town it's not easy also. Playing against a Stellenbosch team that also got a lot of hard runners, you know, and they give you no space and time on the ball. So we're gonna have to grind. We're gonna have to, you know, keep on fighting like we've been fighting, and I have no doubt that we will get, you know, grab maximum points here and there. Or what is key? Yeah, so I was not even aware, so that how they played tonight. So if Steelers can go away and get maximum points away from home, that alone tells you that it's going to be tough, very tough second round. But I think we are equal to the task. I don't doubt our players. When it comes to endurance, I think you must have seen, I think we're one of the fittest team, I think, in the league. Our players, they run non-stop. Yes, they are bound to get tired. Anymore, especially today, you've seen most of them, you know, their legs couldn't carry them anymore because they just played a game on Friday, and a very, very difficult game again, and in a heavy surface. That took a lot from them, but they soldiered on. So it's a case of us managing them now and also rotating the squad. But it's not going to be easy for us to just do that. We just have to manage them. So it's important for us to make sure that the nitty-gritties and the details we get those things right in terms of making sure that they rest well, they eat well. They sleep early, and because diet is everything, you know. And we've got a very good team of guys in the back room who are doing excellent, you know, work and helping these players to recover. So I have no doubt we should be ready for the Friday one to Cape Town. So yeah. I think with this group of players, we are growing in stages, so we'll be fine. Yes, I'm disappointed today, but we'll be fine. We'll get maximum points here and there, and then we'll reach our target.
Coach, had luck on the defeat. Khotatso Mohale from Hopula Video. Coach Karuso was here as well, and he lamented the fact that he knows that your team often concedes goals towards the end of the game, the last 10-15 minutes. That's where you concede goals. That's what he said. What do you think is the reason for that? And then you also mentioned that even within your team as well, that Sundowns is more fresher. They've made 10 subs. Would you then say that does your team have that depth as well to make sure that you continue to contend for a cap position? You are now at number 5. You could have went up to 3rd today. Does your team have the legs to make sure that they can stay perhaps where they are, or even do better?
Yeah, look, it's I cannot say we have depth. We don't have depth here, you know. We have a lot of youngsters who are still finding their feet. You must have seen today where we gave Bayanda the opportunity. You know, decision making here and there, but it's gonna grow. You know, it's gonna grow. We lost Langa last minute. Langa was actually supposed to start this game tonight, but unfortunately He had a muscle injury that we found out late that he was not available for selection, So all along we thought that it's gonna be fine even yesterday, but today when he woke up, he felt we can't take that risk with him. Then we had to reshuffle the team. So that alone tells you that if you lose, you're trying to build the team and then you lose certain players that, if you look at the past few games that Langa played, he has given us something in terms of carrying the ball. Because in a game like Sundowns today, we needed Langa. Why he was going to take us out of tight situations with ease. So rather than having fighters, we want to have a fighter who's also a ball player. So we want to be able to have that balance in him and Pule, and also now make our transition game, be even in terms of fluidity, look much better, dangerous and create space as well and pick the right players, because what players down also in this game today was selection of passes. We selected strong players all the time, and when you got it right, then that's when we created opportunities. When we showed no respect against the oppositions, we look like we can score at any given time, and at the moment this is what suits us best. The game that we are playing, we're not going to play like other teams. So this is the team that we have. Until we have now players that can compete, that have that experience. But look, our players are growing in stature, as I said, individually and collectively as a team. We're getting better. So we're not even worried about that in terms of the depth, and they will grow within the squad and within the team, and we'll get better with time. One thing that I know for sure is that come end of the season we have achieved our targets. That's the bottom line for us.
And then conceding goals in the last 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, look, you are bound to crack at some point, because if you can look at our defense right now, it talks to the depth that you're talking about. We had Gustavo on the bench, who's still not ready, though he's showing good signs. We had Dube, so we couldn't now throw Dube in this game of this caliber. Why? Not because we don't believe in him, but also looking at how we can bring him in, because the guys that we're playing, they've been consistently doing well. So now you don't want to tamper with that. The only time we can tamper with that is when there's a suspension, and then it will give us now a different dimension. But if you look at this season, even the goals that we conceded, probably if he says that, maybe it was against TS Galaxy. TS Galaxy, yes, you can say that. I'm thinking of another game that after TS Galaxy that we considered, just after, because other games, we're talking about games that we played probably last year. So as a team, we're growing, we're getting better. As I said, if you run out of steam, then you lose concentration, then you commit mistakes. If you look at even the goal that they scored, there were too many bodies in front of the one. Should have just jumped and make life a little bit awkward for the player that had a shot towards the goals. But look, I can't kill the players when they gave everything. All we needed to do as well, we were supposed to take our chances. They defended very, very well. We just needed to score. It would have been a different ball game altogether. We just needed to get one ball inside the net and see how Sundowns reacts. Because if you check, every time we lose against Sundowns, we lose just like this. We create chances, we don't take them, and obviously we made them aware. Sundowns is a team that plays with moments. You can sometimes think you're on top of them, and you give them 2-3 moments, they'll hit you. Because when they create goal scoring opportunities, if they get 2, they take 1. And you will create 4 or 5, then you take nothing. You get what I mean? So, and they gain the momentum, and they've got the experience of playing in Africa. They know when to buy time, they know when to attack, they know when to... How many turnovers we had today, and they were just making sure that they're getting yellow cards, they were making fouls. And actually, to be quite honest, probably some of their players, one should have gotten red card today. If you check from first half, all the turnovers we had when we were attacking them, they would make a foul, they would make a foul, they would make a foul. Even second half, you know. So, but because they are smart at doing that, you can see it comes from the experience of those players, how they manage the situation. They know how to rob the situation and make the situation to be in their favor. And us still have players, some of them were playing in APC City League. Their first season in PSL, some come from Zimbabwe. You know, they are still growing, it's 22, 23 years old. Some were playing in the DTC, except for Pule only when we go forward, and then when you talk about the defense, then that's where you have that the experience, but Keegan is still young. So when you talk about experience, you talk about Tara, you talk about Hannah. And then when you go back to Sandile, probably Sandile, after such a long time, ever since he joined AmaZulu, for the first time he has played so many games. If you profile Sandile, he was a cheaper. You have to check how many games he played. He went to Pirates, how many games he played. So I'm talking consistently. So where he's being challenged week in, week out, where Sandile will play every after. Right now he's going to have to play every after 3 days. So how is he going to respond? So it's also, it comes now, it's a case of mindset. And it's not only Sandile, but that's the mentality we're trying to instill in our players. And it might take time, but to be quite honest, they are responding positively.